In the darkness of the winter, quiet hearts beneath the sky, we are waiting for the day star and a holy newborn's cry.
Friends and families here have gathered here from near and far, sharing hearts and hands and laughter in the soft light of the star.
Legend tells us of a baby born to those whose hearts were free, scared and lonely, traveling onward, seeking shelter endlessly.
Ancient story of rejoicing names the baby born that night as a savior for all earthbound, bringing hope and joy and light.
But who is this holy baby legends say was born this night? Do we seek a newborn savior? Could a child bring so much light?
We who gather know the secret of the Savior long foretold. They're a blessing deep within us and a gift within our soul.
Every night a child is born, we know the spark of holiness. Every person has within them hope and love and tenderness.
In the darkness of the winter, joyful hearts beneath the sky, we proclaim the hope and power in every newborn's cry.
So come, let's celebrate Christmas Eve. Good evening. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, for this 1 hour, you are part of this congregation, and we are so happy to have you with us. Whether you're joining us in person or whether you're joining us remotely, we are all one big happy Christmas Eve family today. So let's just take a few moments and say hello to one another. Those folks in the pews here, you can kind of look around and wish everybody Merry Christmas. We don't ask that you get out of your seats, but look around. And Dustin, would you unmute all our friends? There are dozens and dozens of people on Zoom, and let's unmute them and we can listen to them greet one another with Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Nana.
Hi.
Love you. Hi. Hi.
Merry Christmas, Nana.
Hi, Nancy.
Thank you. Merry
Merry
Christmas to you.
Good to see you. It's Lynn. Your hair is long.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
You're dressing up, Mandy.
All right, all right. So Dustin, let's mute those folks up and we'll continue with our program.
There is a strange irony in the usual salutation, Merry Christmas, when most of the people on this planet are thrown back upon themselves for food, which they do not possess, for resources that have long since been exhausted, and for vitality, which has already run its course. Despite this condition, the inescapable fact remains that Christmas symbolizes hope, even at a moment when hope seems utterly fantastic. The raw materials of the Christmas mood are a newborn baby, a family, friendly animals, and labor. An endless process of births is the perpetual answer of life to the fact of death. It says that life keeps on coming, keeps seeking to fulfill itself, keeps affirming the margin of hope in the presence of desolation, pestilence, and despair. It's not an accident that the birth rate seems always to increase during times of war, when the formal processes of man are engaged in the destruction of others. Welling up out of the depths of vast vitality, there is something at work that is more authentic than the formal discursive design of the human mind. As long as this is true, ultimately, despair about the human race is groundless.
How the Light Comes by Jan Richardson. I do not know how the light comes. What I know is that it is more ancient than imagining, that it travels across an astounding expanse to reach us, that it loves searching out what is hidden, what is lost, what is forgotten or in peril or in pain, that it has a fondness for the body, for finding its way toward flesh, for tracing the edges of form, for shining forth through the eyes, the hand, the heart. I cannot tell you how the light comes, but that it does, that it will, that it works its way into the deepest dark that enfolds you, though it may seem long ages in coming or arrive in a shape you did not foresee. And so may we this day turn ourselves toward it. May we lift our faces to let it find us. May we bend our bodies to follow the arc it makes. May we open and open more and open still to the blessed light that comes.
Christmas always begins at midnight by the Reverend A. Powell Davies. When it is darkest, humankind celebrates the light. When the earth is most desolate, we carol our joy. When the harshest and bleakest of the seasons is upon us, we can turn to gentleness and kindness and forbearance. Our courage can rise superior to our circumstances. For certainly we shall not find it easy to be spontaneously happy in a world so full of miseries, nor should we. If we are to celebrate the ancient festival of light overcoming darkness, it must be in the full knowledge of how dense is the darkness against which the light must shine. The truth is that humankind must find our own faith, not in the daylight, but in the dark. If we are ever to come to the light of morning, we must carry our own light with us through the night. There is nothing I can give you which you have not, but there is much that while I cannot give, you can take. No heaven can come to us unless our hearts find rest in it today. Take heaven. No peace lies in the future which is not hidden in the present moment. Take peace. The gloom of the world is but a shadow. Behind it, yet within our reach, is joy. Take joy. My spiritual friends, these words were actually written in 1513. They were written by an Italian monk who sent this greeting out as his Christmas card that year. And I've always loved this ancient Christmas prayer. But the gloom of the world seems like more than a shadow this year, doesn't it? Here we are, another COVID Christmas. In our family, our youngest, Becky, was all set to fly home from Los Angeles. She was supposed to fly yesterday, but on Tuesday, she tested positive for COVID. She'd been vaxxed and boosted, and her symptoms were mild, but for the second year in a row, Becky won't be home for Christmas. And I'm ready to go on a 3.5-month sabbatical, and the centerpiece of my sabbatical time was supposed to be a trip to Australia to visit our daughter Carolyn, our son-in-law Andrew, and our youngest grandchild Noah. And also I was excited about preaching in some of our wonderful Unitarian churches in Australia. But about a month ago, 2 Omicron cases made their way into Melbourne, and Australia is locked down indefinitely. And I have to ask myself, where is the joy this Christmas? A little over 2 weeks ago, I moved out of the church parsonage into a house that took me over 2 years to renovate. Thank you, COVID. I am a big fan of the tidying messiah, Marie Kondo. The Kondo method for decluttering invites us to literally hold up our stuff in our hand and notice what it makes us feel. Does our stuff spark joy? If it does spark joy, we keep it and we honor it and we treasure it. But if it doesn't, we let it go. And so for the past couple of months, as I was packing up for my move, I did a whole lot of thinking about what sparks joy in my life. And I actually ended up deciding that that would be the main focus of my sabbatical time, examining every aspect of my life, my relationships, my work, my activities, my stuff, and asking myself over and over again, does this spark joy for me? My friends, Christmas Eve here at First Parish has always sparked joy for me. The music, the usually hundreds of people singing those old familiar Christmas carols together, it's always been my favorite service of the church year. So as I got to thinking about yet another COVID Christmas, I asked myself, what could spark joy for me and for you this Christmas Eve? Of course, we have Ed on the organ, we have our wonderful instrumentalists and our soloists, but I realized that what I was going to miss the most was our singing Christmas carols together. And then I had an idea. And so, my spiritual friends, I'm going to invite some friends up right now, some of our friends from Snug Harbor Chorus, to sing some familiar carols for us. And this is my going away gift, my sabbatical gift to all of you. And thank you so much to Mary Brady, Laura Doherty, John Eichinger, Karen Hayes, Betty Hill, Laura Gibbons, Helen Musica, Mike Musica, Ann Schroeder, and Pam Smith for making this little surprise from me to you. The gloom of the world is but a shadow. Behind it, yet within our reach, is joy. Take joy. And thanks to our friends at Snug Harbor Chorus, let's take a whole lot of joy to end our program this evening.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, and the foreman came in sight, gathering winter fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, gives out Moses telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling? Tsar, he lives a goodly Kent, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me things like feather. Thou I will see him dine, when we bear them thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is dark now, and the wind blows stronger. Falls my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them solely. Thou wilt wake the winter's rage, freeze and bloodless coldly. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay dinted, heat as in the very sod, which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who know the bless of poor, yourselves will be blessing.
That carol is from the 1900s, and Good King Wenceslas was a Bohemian king. We will be singing hymn number 231, Angels We Have Heard on High. If you have a carol, you know in your pew. Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the praise, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strain. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria is born. The shepherds feared and trembled when lo above the earth rang out the angel chorus that hailed the baby's birth. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Hymn 244, it came upon a midnight clear. 2 verses. It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of old, from angels bending near the earth to touch their hearts of gold. He's on the earth to all goodwill, from heaven the news we bring. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Still through the golden skies they come, with peaceful wings unfurled, and still their heavenly music floats o'er all the weary world. Above its sad and lonely plains, they bend on hovering wing, and ever o'er its babbled sound the blessed angels sing. Hymn 246, O Little Town of Bethlehem. We'll sing 2 verses. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the year are met in thee tonight. For Christ is born of Mary and gathered all above. While mortals sleep, the angels keep their watch of the wandering love. O morning stars together proclaim the holy birth. Let praises ring from God in earth, goodwill to all on earth. Our last Christmas carol, 251 Silent Night. We have a little treat for you. It turns out that 2 of our members can sing this carol in German. So they will sing the first verse, and we will be moving down the aisles, and then all of us will sing verses 1 through 3. Everybody got it? Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, ein Land wach, du das Laufe und der Glaube ist schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe, schlaf und selig. Silent night,
Thank you so much for Stone Harbor Forest Transit. Carol sung the I Mass with a gust of wind blowing down the center aisle from outside, and her sound is so good. So
long. My friends, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, until we meet again in 3.5 months. May you be blessed. Now go be a blessing to the world.